So today is the day we get to play with super sexy insurance. Ooh! So I'm looking and I'm like, is this for real though? Like, for real? According to a woman named Kenna at Modern Soap Making, kind of the like go-to website for modern soap making, they have entire articles all about insurance and why you actually need it. Because there are some people that go without it, that produce and make soap and just sell it or give it away, and they don't have insurance. And she has like, because literally all the questions are like, do we really need insurance? But do I actually need it? Okay, but like, do I need it though? The reason why I need insurance is because if I make something and someone has like a weird allergic reaction to it because they didn't realize they were allergic to something, or like if I make it with like coconut oil in there, they don't realize they're allergic to coconut oil until they use it and they get like some kind of weird rash or whatever, right? They have to go to a doctor and take care of that. It's because of the soap, and I made the soap, so therefore I'm a So it's kind of just better to like have it. So now I just have to find out where and how. They do have some that's like, oh, if you plan on making under $5,000, like you can do this little one. I plan on making more than $5,000. Just want to say that out loud. So yeah, but then there are also like actual guilds that I can join. One is like an indie business network guild, and the other one is literally like handcrafted soap and cosmetic guild. So I was looking at the handcrafted soap and cosmetic guild earlier. They have also a lot of other really cool benefits going on for them. It's kind of like not a union. I mean, it's a guild. It's a guild. They take care of you. You pay to be part of membership in this guild. Why join? Here we go. Okay, so I would be under the professional handcrafter for individuals who make handcrafted soap and or cosmetics and market them to the public. Dues are $175 a year. That's not bad. I mean, I can start that. Insurance alone will be like $265 a year. Again, I'm running out, like, it's like under $400. Like, that's not terrible. I might have to wait for my money collection to grow a little bit before I throw out $400. And we know what we get. So we get liability insurance. I get a discount with UPS. Okay. Members can get up to 30% off shipping. They partner with vendors like Office Depot, Carbonite online backup services, ADP for payroll processing. When I get big enough to have like a payroll thing, Teladoc healthcare and more. Oh my gosh, could I even get like my own health insurance through this? Can I get dental? I want dental. 10% discount on soap making software and stuff for like calculating recipes. Discounts on soap making cosmetic candle magazine. Great online listings. You featured in gallery. Like you're kind of like legitimized a little bit. Okay, so they also have like online classes, resources, and that's the thing I have learned about the soap community is that they are so willing to just give it out. They're like, here's all the information. Come join the party. Please play with us. Like, it's such a fun environment in that way. And everything's like personal, but like online, everyone is sharing their designs and their this and their that. And I even watched a video of Katie where she was saying, someone was like, someone stole your design and And she's like, listen guys, there's only so many colors, so many swirls. It's like, and so many inspirations. Like if someone, like two people making like she recently made one that was like inspired by Snow White from the Disney movie. Someone was like, oh, someone else did that. And she's like, yeah, of course someone else did that. It's a beloved movie and I want to make art depicting it. Are they different? Of course. It's the same color scheme mostly, but is it totally different? Yeah. And that's okay. It's just soap, guys. So they also have stuff for like classes for like marketing and promotion, classes for soap making themselves, one just all about the ingredients within it, when it comes to like essential oils, fragrances, all that kind of fun stuff, business classes, legal and compliance stuff. Okay, I'm joining the guild. There's a radio station, there are podcasts, there's like people, listen, this is pretty cool. Okay, the guild is on my list. I will be joining the guild officially. Not right now. We're gonna look at money collection first, and then probably next week we're gonna join the guild. That's super exciting. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be part of a guild. So, by the way, this is like my workstation. So you might see a bunch of stuff here when I'm doing like a work at home day. So, 'tis what it is. Okay, so yesterday when I was waxing intellectually about why I wanted to do soap and like what that meant to me, like the meditation kind of in the shower and like all that stuff. And I was thinking of this poem that I wrote as a Facebook status years ago. And I didn't want to bring it up because I was like, oh, what was it? I don't remember it exactly, but I remember it was good and I have to find that somehow. But when did I post it? I don't even know what year. I couldn't even know when to start to look. Remember, I was working at this particular restaurant, but I worked there for a couple of years, so it could have been at any point, blah, blah, blah. I wake up this morning and what did I post 7 years ago today? That poem. There are few things better in life than taking a shower after closing a restaurant. The feeling of peeling off your clothes that are stuck to you by sweat and getting into a hot shower and scrubbing that smell away. The smell of 100 meals you came in contact with. The smell of coffee and beer mixed together. The smell of deep fryer. You never actually come in contact with it, but you somehow smell like you bathed in it. The smell that permeates your clothes, that is everything short of tattooed into your skin, that has found your hair to be a nice sleeping place. The smell that loves every pore of your skin. The smell of your soul slowly being chipped away, the death of all creativity that comes from giving people food for money. Knowing that smell is replaced by hope, by soap, by shampoo and clean clothes. Replaced by brushed teeth and a warm bed. That smell that is replaced by a bit of money that is slowly saved to accomplish a goal that will lead to another goal and another. So many small goals that slowly build up and take you so far away from that smell that you may even start to miss it. Tonight, I do not miss it. Tonight, I watch the smell go down the drain. I count my tips and I go to bed. So tomorrow, I can wake up and accomplish a goal. 7 years ago tonight, I wrote that. I remember getting home from work that night being exhausted. July 2013. That was the summer I was working at Grey Dog. It was a magical place. I really loved working at Grey Dog. It is exactly what I needed at that time. And no matter what restaurant I've worked at, I worked at restaurants since college. They each have that smell. It's deep fried coffee is what it smells like. All restaurants that anybody who's ever worked and waited tables for many a long time, you just kind of smell like deep fried coffee after a while. And it's so gross. And it just gets all over. And for me, the shower was the like you don't have to do this the rest of your life. Like we can do something else. We can do something different. And I had no idea that it would lead me to soap and to showering. But here we are, 7 years to the day later. With the comment saying, I was looking for this. Because I was. Literally yesterday, I was like, where is that poem? I have to find it soon. It shows up on my Facebook, not 12 hours later. Thank you. When I read it this morning, and talked about the smell of the 100 meals you came in contact with, the coffee and beer mixed together, the smell of deep fryer, though you never actually came in contact with it, but you somehow smell that you bathed in it, and the smell like sleeping in your hair. Oh, I'll never forget one time I just like passed out after a shift. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, and like fully passed out. And then I woke up with my face in my pillow. Like I clearly like had been laying here for a very long time, and then I turned my face and I went, it smelled so bad it woke me up. That's how bad that smell is, and it stays in my hair. My hair was like a lot longer then, and was all over my head, and was just in there. But it's funny because as I was reading that this morning when I woke up, I thought, oh, I almost kind of missed that. Oh, I almost kind of missed it. And then I get to that line that says, it'll take you so far away from that smell that you may even start to miss it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so far away from that smell right now. I'm a new person. Weirdly, it's 7 years. So there's a thing I saw on the internet once, science, whatever, where all of your cells regenerate, right, in your body. Like that's how we grow and like become human beings. It regenerates in such a way that after 7 years, how do I phrase this? You have all new cells in 7 years. Skin cells, muscle cells, hair, everything has like, because it gets used and then it dies off and it naturally makes its way through your body, and then your body makes new ones, and like it's kind of like this self-regenerating thing. Like the human body is amazing and beautiful and phenomenal. You don't have the same cells you had 7 years ago. And I read this 7 years to the day later, knowing that I'm a new person in every sense of the word. I live in a different apartment. I've had a lifetime of jobs in that 7 years. That was right after I first moved here, and I was working with the Metropolitan Opera and doing supernumerary work, so non-singing acting work. And and I was doing other like bit things here and there, and like I toured with the choir, did a couple things. After this, so July 2013, in October, I had a job interview for a national tour to do press work as the Grinch, and that changed my life completely. I got into a career of company management, which is essentially the logistical side of theater. We are part HR, part mom and dad on a road trip. Literally, it was me and my boss, and we were like the mom and dad on this road trip of 59 people, our entire crew. By the way, if you ever go see a national touring show, whatever you see on stage is about half of the people that have to always be working on that show. Isn't that nuts? Ours was even more. We had 59 people traveling with us at all times. You could see 25 people on stage, over double the crew and the support staff that it takes to run a giant show like that. So my job was to help with transportation, housing, food, all that fun stuff. And I did that on the road for Grinch for 4 years, for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical. I was also the press Grinch. So I'd literally dress up as the Grinch, picture here. I would dress up as the Grinch and go to various press appearances, hospitals, hockey games, after school programs, malls, zoos, libraries, you name it. I went there, read the book to a bunch of children in full drag. It was amazing. To be able to sit in the middle of a mall surrounded by children reading the book and being like, Christmas doesn't come from a store. Like, that was kind of fun. So I'm in this mall in Oklahoma and I'm taking pictures with the kids, because that's what happens sometimes. And this little girl, maybe 2.5, 3 at the oldest, blonde pigtails, she's about this big, adorable, the cutest little thing I've ever seen. The mom comes up to me. Okay, so my rule as the Grinch was like, never send these children to therapy. We want these kids like to have a happy experience with the Grinch. If these kids are not having it, I back off immediately. Because we would have kids be like, I want to see the Grinch. They get up to me and I'm 6'3", and I'm in this crazy outfit. I look like a giant scary green monster. And so some kids were into it. Some kids are like, oh my gosh, it's the Grinch, that's so cool. Some people are like, that's the Grinch and that's weird. And some kids were like, nope, not touching it. Sorry, not at all. And it was really interesting to see, because I could never guess or gauge where the kid was on that scale. Because when I'd be like, oh, he's like a cool tough guy, like I've had like teenage boys be like, no, this is too weird. And I've had 2-year-old girls literally have a tea party with me. At a Pottery Barn Kids, I had to do some event, and I was sitting there doing like a little thing, like taking pictures at like this little tea set, because again, I'm a giant and that's funny. This little girl comes out of nowhere and sits down with me and starts having a full-on legit tea party. And her mom comes around and goes, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, this is actually really cute. It's okay to take pictures. She's like, of course, we saw them. She sent him the picture. It's adorable. Anyway, so we're at the mall. I'm sitting taking the picture of this little girl with the pigtails, right? The pink. And the mom comes up to me and she goes, this is someone's Ashley, whatever her name was, I don't know. This is Ashley, and she's being very brave right now. And I was like, gotcha. Right? I'm not gonna freak this kid out. We're sitting together kind of like on a Santa seat type of situation. Like, I'm here and she's here, and mom was taking a minute to like get everything set up. And I was being very like, I was just kind of like giving my energy towards the mother and being like, great, I can smile and we're done. And because this girl was clearly, she was holding it together with a thread, but she really wanted a picture with the Grinch, but she was being so brave and I was so proud of her. So anyway, she's taking a while. Eventually just turned to the little girl and I went, hello. Like a cartoon character, just streams of water burst out of her eyes, just tears, just bah! I turned to the mom and go, and that's when she took the picture. The mom was laughing so hard. She goes, that's gonna be our Christmas picture. I really hope that exists. If that exists somewhere in the universe, someone please send it to me. I have to see that. Because I felt so bad, but the mom was laughing so hard and it was really funny. And she's like, honey, she's fine. Because I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, she's fine. She's crying. But I was like, I just said hello. She's like, I know. Like, I kept on trying to apologize. And the mom was like, you're fine. Yeah. And I was able to have all these amazing experiences in this time, and now I'm done with that. And that's great. I worked at another theater for a year in Maine for a full season doing the same type of thing. And that's where I really realized I love musical theater with my entire heart and soul. It is a business I cannot work in on the administrative level. I've since also, of course, I've been on stage. I love being on stage. I've also done backstage. I was able to tour with A Christmas Story, the musical, and do wardrobe in the 2018 tour, and had the best time. I had the best time backstage doing those costumes, getting those changes, getting those, because we had kids in the cast too. So we had kids and we had adults, and we just like the coolest people. I spent, was it 7 Christmas, 8? I haven't had Christmas in the same city or Thanksgiving in the same city for 7 years. I've always been on tour for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I was able to go home last year for Thanksgiving, which was kind of amazing to have my first Thanksgiving with my family in a long time. But yeah, just kind of living on the road. It was a ton of fun. I'll have a bunch more road stories coming up, but it's a different person. It's a different person in the best way. And it took a lot for me to let go of musical theater. It is something that I've been holding on to with a death grip since I was a child. I remember a babysitter brought over Annie, the movie, and I was like, what is this? Like, it blew my brain out of my ears. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was obsessed. And I just wanted to watch, I wanted everything to be a musical at all times. And I wanted that up until about a year and a half ago, when I realized, like, I can be a fan and I can still be in this world to an extent, and I can still have fun and love it and enjoy it and do it on my terms. Because all those years of company management, it was a great way to get in. It was a great way to do amazing things, to meet the most phenomenal people I have met. People who have changed my life in the best way. I've met some of my actual legit heroes, and they have turned out to be amazing, kind people. I have met people who are amazing, kind people who have turned out to be my heroes, you know? Missy, she's getting her own soap. I'm telling you that right now, Miss Missy. She was head of wardrobe on Christmas Story, and she is a genius. She's an amazing, kind, thoughtful woman who lives her life with intent. And I see her like an older sister to me. I love her so much. And I met her on Grinch. And when she called me a few years later and she said, hey, I know you don't do wardrobe, but I love your brain and I love the way you organize things. What is it? To put clothes on and off of bodies and to get those clothes in and out of the gondola is what we called them. It's like a giant wooden box essentially that holds all of our costumes. With the one side that's like a felt, like it's a fabric. You can just like rip it down, Velcro, blah, blah, blah. She's like, and I need to get those gondolas on and off of trucks. Like, that's what I need you for. Because when she said, do you want to be my wardrobe assistant? I was like, I can't sew. You know, she's like, I don't need your sewing. She goes, I can sew. We got sewers. She's like, we got people for that. What I need you to do is organize. And I was terrified, but I knew that if she trusted me, I trusted her, because she is a freaking goddess and I love her so much. And it was an amazing experience to each time that I was reintroduced to theater. First as an audience member, loving it. Then as a performer, being in it, loving it. Then the business and administrative side of it all. Like, it's a whole different, you really want to see the Broadway world, you get in that way. Like, that is, wow, the production side of it is fascinating. I love it. Oh, the first day of rehearsal is the best day of the year. It's so amazing to see people you don't know and know that you're gonna become friends. That's the weirdest thing. You walk in, you're like, I'm in a room full of my new friends. And everybody walks in with that attitude of, we are gonna work hard, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna be great. And that's what I've experienced from my experience in the professional world. I have heard stories, and I've experienced a person or two who will make a room bad, but for the most part, 85% of the time, it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And now I get to make soap. That's so cool. I love that. And yes, I do intend on having an entire thing of Broadway soaps. Don't you worry. Bernadette Peters will have her own soap. I have no fear.